Holy cow! Okay, addendum. I completely forgot that one of the main topics that I wanted to talk about. It's in the damn title of my stream, and I just completely blanked out on it. So we're back. Hey. Um, God, I can't believe I completely forgot about this. Like I said, great professional production values, kids. Oh God. I need a vacation. I definitely need a vacation, I think. But anyways, um, so I can't believe I completely forgot about talking about this. Cancel Netflix and boycott Netflix. This has been trending all day. This has been trending all day. There's been a lot of controversy over Netflix. Bonus content exclusive for the Blu-ray. That's right. See, this is I should have like an after stream that people have to pay to watch. Um, it's the first thing in my title, and I completely slipped my mind. See, this is what happens when you guys derail me too much. Dang nabbit. Okay. I do want to talk about this. I wanted to talk about this because I don't want to wait till tomorrow for this. So I'm going to say my piece, then I'll sign out for the night. Yes, I'm back. I'm back. I forgot to talk about a topic that I wanted to talk about. Kind of worth it. Yeah, it was fun. It was fun. It was definitely fun, but we're going to stay focused. All right, we're going to stay focused here. I just want to make sure that my restream is actually up. It should be. Yes. Okay, cool. All right, so yeah, there's been a lot of controversy with Netflix today because there's this movie that came out, and I think it's produced by Netflix, if I'm not mistaken. So it's made by them. But I could be wrong on that. I don't know all the facts. Okay, I'm gonna be straight up honest. I don't know all the facts. I don't know all the details. I just want to make sure I talked about this topic because it's a really hot topic that's happening right now, and I wanted to just give my 2 cents about it. So what happened with this whole Netflix thing is this movie Cuties, which the claim is that it's a coming of age movie surrounding four girls that are like 11 years old, and I believe they're like a dance group, they're dancers, what have you. And there's a lot of controversy because of clips that have come up after the release of this movie. So there's a lot of clips. There's clips of these young girls doing very sexual stuff in terms of dance moves and twerking and things of that nature. And you have the camera that's basically right up in their crotch area, things of that nature. They're touching themselves in particular ways. I don't know anything about this movie. I don't know what the plot is exactly. I don't know what the details are exactly. But I can say this, okay? The one thing that I can say is that the clips that I've seen are pretty disturbing. They're pretty crazy to look at. Okay, when you see these clips, you go, geez, no matter what the topic of the movie is, that doesn't seem quite appropriate to have young girls at the age of 11 twerking on camera, touching themselves in certain zones and sexual manners. Oh, so someone on YouTube called Nerdotic had a good take on it a week or so ago. Okay, I might check that out. But the point that I'm making is this: Netflix has not responded well to this controversy. Okay, this seems to be promoting. People are claiming that this is promoting pedophilia, is promoting over sexualization of minors, and from the clips that you've seen, um, it's a French Muslim film that's supposed to be against this stuff while showing this stuff. Yeah, I've heard that. I've heard that it's supposed to be against this sort of thing, that's trying to raise like awareness of this sort of thing, and it's like, well, okay. Uh if that is the plot and the point of the movie, then I say great. I think that's a good message, but maybe the execution was very poor. So, my problem is this. I've seen these clips on Twitter. They're pretty disgusting. Yes, I'm back. I wanted to talk about the Netflix controversy before I signed off, and I forgot, so I'm back now. Um, the clips are pretty disgusting to look at, in my view. I don't think it's appropriate to have a camera up a 11-year old's hoo ha almost, um, doing very erotic dance moves. Exactly. You know what? That is exactly what I was gonna actually say too. So that, if you're gonna do something about that, make it as a documentary. Talk about people that are actually in that industry that have to go through this sort of thing. So yeah, I think the execution. I think that's the main problem. I think execution is poor. I think PR handling of this has been even worse because you had media outlets essentially almost defending pedophilia because people are saying this is promoting pedophilia, and some people are saying that this is gross, this is disgusting. Netflix shouldn't be doing this sort of thing, and I can understand that sentiment. It could be that. It could be that it's designed to normalize this sort of thing as well. And I think that's the biggest problem with these sort of things. Because it's not only Netflix. You have seen this in articles. There have been articles in very extreme left publications, and actually not so extreme left publications. You've seen publications just on the left that are trying to normalize pedophilia. You have these media outlets that are saying it's just a sexual orientation. You have groups that are doing the same thing, like like uh um oh geez, the word escapes me. Oh, that's what I was gonna say. You have people and groups that are trying to like use the LGBT model, or even just use LGBT as their uh, affiliation. They're trying to affiliate themselves to that, to say that it's just a queer thing, you know. And I think it's gross to sexualize children because they're children. Leave them alone. That's not what you should be doing. Oh, that guy made a video about that sort of stuff. Well, that's interesting. I can probably check that out. Documenting that sort of thing. But yeah, it's disturbing to see the clips. It's disturbing to see that Netflix will block people that criticize Netflix about it. I mean, that's not the reaction you should be doing. That's not the reaction you should be having. If people have a legitimate concern over the safety of children and how they're portrayed, and how you're normalizing certain behaviors, um, and again, maybe the intentions were noble in this movie. That could be a possibility, but it's still gross. And I haven't seen it. I don't think I really want to see it. I may sit down and go through it just to see, if see what these claims are about, and see what exactly, that I'm just playing devil's advocate. I'm just playing devil's advocate right now. I don't think that the intentions were particularly noble, because if you have noble intentions to try and raise awareness of something, you don't have to sexualize children for that. They blur out the crotches. Really? See, I didn't even hear about that. Yeah. I saw that from the Babylon Bee. Yeah, that was pretty funny. That was pretty funny. But I just wanted to put my 2 cents on that. I think Netflix has done a terrible job talking about this and trying to deal with the blowback. The clips that I've seen are pretty gross. I don't want to see this movie. I don't have any intentions of seeing it. If I'm forced to do more commentary like this, I may be forced to, but I really don't want to see it. Um, there's claims that it's supposed to raise awareness for this sort of thing, but again, if you're gonna raise awareness for this sort of thing, you don't really need to have 11-year-olds twerking and again touching themselves and doing all sorts of crazy stuff. So it's a cluster of it's a mess right now with Netflix. And I've heard that a lot of people are dropping their Netflix account because of that, and I don't blame them. Netflix has kind of a history of not really caring much about their user base, and this is kind of a final straw for a lot of people. I think it's going to affect their bottom line. I think it's going to affect their user base, and I'm, you know what? I'm perfectly okay with people if they want to cancel Netflix and boycott Netflix for having materials that over sexualize children. I mean, there was controversy before with this one movie. I think it was like, what was it called, 50 Ways to Kill Yourself or something like that, where they were like almost promoting suicide. And that raised a lot of eyebrows, that created a lot of controversy. And oh, 13 reasons why. That's right. Yeah, I think that's it. That they had a lot of blowback for that too, but this is beyond that. So this isn't the first time that Netflix does this sort of thing, where they have very controversial kind of material that they put on their show. So, I don't know what's going on with Netflix. I don't know what's going on in the administration of it, and the people that run it. I know that Susan Rice is on the board now for some godforsaken reason. They did this huge contract with Obama. So there's definitely politics involved. What exactly are they doing with Netflix? I'm not entirely sure. I don't know what the end goal is, but this kind of stuff that's promoting, like, that's, people say it promotes suicide, and people say that this is promoting pedophilia. This is bad. This is very, very, very bad for Netflix. And honestly, I don't have Netflix. I don't watch Netflix. I used to have a Netflix account a long time ago, when they actually still had the option that you had one account, one subscription, and you could watch on demand or get a DVD. So there you have it. That's when I was involved with Netflix, and I got tired of Netflix back then because the platform was garbage. In my opinion, it was unreliable. The audio and video would never sync up properly. The shows they said that they would get, they never got. And the stuff that they said that they were gonna keep, they got rid of. Then they split the account, so you couldn't do DVDs and streaming in with one subscription. You had to do two. You basically had to pay twice the amount. So when they started pulling garbage like that, that's when I said, I'm out. I don't want to deal with Netflix anymore. And I'm kind of glad I did. Because if this is the crap that they're pulling nowadays, well, now it works fine, sure, but back then it was garbage. It was really, really bad back then. And I don't know what their issue was. It was a software thing because the audio and video would get out of sync. Blockbuster was pretty cool. Yeah, I remember Blockbuster. I'm a boomer. I remember Blockbuster and Hollywood Video. So I don't know. I just did not like Netflix back then. I don't like it now because it's even worse. They're injecting politics into everything. They're doing stupid crap like this, where there's potentially over sexualization of minors, pedophilia encouragement or whatever, normalization. I don't know. Suicide stuff that seems to be promoting suicide. There's a lot of weird, messed up stuff that's going on with Netflix. They're really messed up. Oh, I love Blockbuster. Blockbuster was the shit. Excuse my language, but Blockbuster was amazing in the back in the day. Especially because you could rent everything. You know, you could rent video games and movies, and you know they had an amazing selection. They lure everyone in with normal content and then they strike with their degeneracy. The weak don't survive. Aw, poor kitten face. Yeah, you know, you may have a good point there, Meave. Because they've also put out a lot of these politically motivated documentaries, like the one for AOC, for example, trying to portray her as some sort of hero when she's one of the absolute stupidest people on this planet. And that's another thing. I need to get into a habit that on every stream, I got to make sure that people realize every stream needs a AOC is stupid reminder. Just saying. New York, you have an opportunity to show that you have some brains on you. Don't vote AOC in again. AOC is stupid. Stupid, 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 stupid. And I'm gonna mention it one more time, stupid. You lost your internet for a week and went to a music store that sold used DVDs, and I was like, I miss Blockbuster. I know, right? Blockbuster was cool. I remember the card too, and everything was great. Leaf Flicks? What's Leaf Flicks? AOC is the greatest of all time. I guess if by greatest you mean the stupidest of all time, sure, then I guess so. Cuomo is pretty damn stupid too. No doubt about that. Not gonna lie. Oh, is the greatest troll of all time. I apologize. I have failed in my title of Supreme Reader. I did not see the word troll. So I will not rescind my title. I will redeem myself. But I am still the Supreme Reader, but you know, sometimes even the Supreme Reader can make some mistakes. It wasn't written by the same guys who do the DC comic show. Oh, you guys are talking about stuff. Speaking of shows, you know what show I haven't seen in a long time? I haven't seen Columbo in a long time. That was a great show. That was a real, I don't know. I'm just saying, like, to me, that was a great show. I loved Columbo. If you guys know where I can watch Columbo online, please let me know. Drop it in my Discord. Because I really want to see if I can find a good source for Columbo. I haven't seen that in such a long time. What's a Columbo? How can you not know what Columbo is? It's Peter Falk playing a detective solving crimes. But it's written well. Matlock was good. Matlock was good. Hey, I spent many sick days from school watching Matlock. Andy Griffith was really good, yeah. A Team, oh man, all those classic shows. The A Team, MacGyver. I only watch Knight Rider because of the car. I admit I like the car more than the show. But the shows were great. Dukes of Hazzard. I watched all those shows when I was a kid. I watched way too much television as a child. Good lord. Yeah. But anyways, that's why I wanted to talk about it. I wanted to make sure that I talked about that main topic that's the first items in my freaking title. I know of Adam 12. I've never seen much of it. You, he's so dreamy. Yes, Hasselhoff. You watch for the Hasselhoff. As I remember, as Norm Macdonald used to say, don't they just love him in Germany? Oh yeah. But I love all those old shows. I remember watching also like Quantum Leap. Quantum Leap was a great show. Um, MASH, Cheers, all those shows were great. Yeah. Oh yeah, I love those old shows. That's when shows used to be like good. And now TV is just crap. There's really nothing good on TV now. Yeah. Oh yeah, yeah. Bruce Willis was in TV first. Yeah. I forgot about that too. I didn't think about that. I don't know about Sliders. I remember watching some of that. I couldn't really get into it. I don't know. Oh, Quantum Leap was way better than Doctor Who in my opinion. Way better. Way, way, way better. Which was a huge disappointment to me when, Enterprise, Star Trek Enterprise with Scott Bakula. When I heard that he was going to be the next captain, I was like, oh, that could be pretty cool because he did a great job in Quantum Leap. I really liked him as Sam Beckett in Quantum Leap. I was like, this is great. He's going to be in Star Trek. I was like, that's awesome. But Star Trek Enterprise just was such a disaster. It turned out to be such a horrible show. It was so disappointing. It made all the problems that Voyager had. Like, Voyager turned out to be a great Star Trek in comparison. And Voyager, in my opinion, Star Trek Voyager wasn't... And this may be controversial for all the Trekkies out there. I don't think Star Trek Voyager was that bad. Star Trek Voyager was pretty good. Next Gen was really good. Deep Space Nine, to me, it's kind of like a 50-50. I liked Deep Space Nine. There's things about Deep Space Nine I like. There's things I don't. Overall, it's not a bad series. It's just... I don't know. It just didn't really... Certain things didn't really resonate with me so much. But it's still a good Star Trek series. It's not a bad Star Trek series. Voyager, to me, was good. And then you had Enterprise. And Enterprise, everybody did not expect a prequel. That was one of the big problems. Nobody expected that you're going to have a Enterprise that came even before Kirk. Well, Deep Space Nine, you had some good characters though. I mean, Odo was a cool, fun character. A lot of people liked Odo. I think Quark was hilarious, to be honest with you. I think Quark was one of the better characters. I was never a big fan of Cisco as the captain. Uh, I don't know if Seven of Nine and the Doctor were the same character. I think they were kind of two sides of a similar coin. Yeah, I wouldn't say they're the same character. The Doctor to me is definitely one of the better characters of Voyager. It's actually one of the best characters of Voyager. The main character, the main captain, Captain Janeway of Voyager, Catherine, I think her name is Catherine Melgrew. It's okay. Voyager is not bad. There are some stupid things. Some episodes aren't good. Some episodes are written weirdly. Some things didn't quite like make sense. It's somewhat arbitrary to keep them there in the premise of the Delta Quadrant. Um, I liked some things about it. I liked eventually the captain grows on you, in my opinion. Like initially you don't understand what the hell is her problem. Kate Mulgrew, yeah. Kate Mulgrew. But I do think, yeah, we derailed it into the sci-fi hour here. You have an uncanny ability of derailing me. But I love talking about sci-fi stuff because I am kind of a sci-fi nerd. I'm not nerdy to the point where I dress up as any Star Trek character. I've never ever done. I've never cosplayed as anything, so I have some dignity at least. I have never LARPed and I have never cosplayed. Those are the two things I've never done in my life. Honestly, I didn't really Firefly didn't really do much for me. I don't think it's a bad series. It didn't really do much. Maybe I could give it another try. I can try and watch it again. I can give it another go, honestly, because I never really gave it an honest, the old Oxford try, as they say. I watched a couple episodes here and there. I saw it, it was all right. Didn't really catch me as much. So I want to try it again at one point and check it out. But going back to Voyager briefly, to me the best characters of Voyager ended up being the Doctor, Seven and Nine, and the Captain. Actually, it got canceled, so it was just a disappointment. Yeah, well, I think the Captain turns out to be actually a pretty interesting character, and even some of the some of the other characters of the main characters aren't bad. Like Tom Paris, the pilot character, he has some moments as an interesting and fun character. Other moments he's more annoying than anything else, but he does have some interesting things that happen. Um, I think that's one of the things that I did appreciate about Voyager is that each character does have a couple episodes where they kind of shine a little bit. They gave them all a little bit of the spotlight, and honestly, I have never watched Battlestar Galactica. That's a good question. If I'm an old Battlestar Galactica guy or a new Battlestar guy, I've never watched either. So honestly, I could give that a go, watch both of them, and then I can get back to you on that. I've never watched that. No. Oh, you know what? You're absolutely right. I forgot about him. Tim Russ. Yeah, those are the four characters that I think are the best. Are the Captain, Tim Russ as the Vulcan, as Tuvok? Absolutely, absolutely. Sorry, I need to get a handkerchief. So, um, let's see. Tim Russ plays one of the best full Vulcans in all of Trek. That makes him almost too Vulcan and not human enough. And is the only and as he only has Neelix to play off of, it doesn't quite work because Neelix will always end up as mildly annoying by comparison. Yeah, it starts out a lot that way. Um, I think that at the end, as the series progress, they soften that up. They soften up that relationship and also how stiff Tim Russ is. So to me, I definitely think that Tim Russ is a fantastic Vulcan. Like, I think Tim Russ really embodied what it means to play that kind of character, to be a Vulcan. If I think Vulcan, that's what I'm thinking. That's why, to me, the way that was done in Enterprise was an absolute disaster. Enterprise was an absolute disaster in how they portrayed Vulcans. I think it was an absolute disaster in even how they portrayed humans, for that matter. Um, Enterprise to me was just a mess. It had some good episodes, and it was funny to me because there was a part of Star Trek Enterprise that actually they started catching this kind of breeze in the sails. They started catching the stride. They started building like these characters, and then they do this whole Xindi arc where there's this attack on Earth that kills 7 million people. I don't like the Star Trek movies. The J.J. Abrams Star Trek movies. Let me be accurate. I don't like the J.J. Abrams Star Trek movies. I don't think he truly understood the source material. No, Cleric. It's Voyager has the Hirogen Nazis. That's the one. So, that was in Voyager. I think you're thinking of Voyager when they take over Voyager, and they use the holodecks, and they expand the holodecks onto the entire ship to create like this whole simulation of World War II. I think that's what you're thinking of. And I just showed everybody how much of a freaking nerd I really am. Seriously, I'm not even a Trekkie. That's the funny thing. I don't even like Star Trek anymore. Like all the newer stuff, I haven't watched a single episode of Discovery. I haven't watched. Well, I only watched 1 or 2 episodes of Picard. I mean, J.J. Abrams also completely messed up Star Wars. Enterprise had it too. Oh, wait a minute. You're right. You're right, because there's an episode where he goes back in time. Yes. So I after during the whole 2016 or 2015 thing with the election, Star Trek decided to go completely political. Um, and to me, that was pretty much the downfall and end of Star Trek. I mean, Enterprise was already really bad. It was already putting nails in the coffin of Star Trek, in my opinion. In fact, that's why it disappeared for quite a while, because they really messed it up. And then you have them come out saying, "Oh, Star Trek Discovery, the Federation are the Democrats, and the Klingons are gonna be the conservatives. So we're gonna make them ignorant and bigots, and we're gonna be political about it. And the Democrat side, the Federation is gonna be basically Hillary Clinton, the main captain or the main person is gonna be Hillary Clinton." And I was like, okay, you know what? If that's what you writers are gonna do for Star Trek, I'm done. I never watched Lost. I only saw like 1 or 2 episodes, and by the time I got through like the second episode, I'm like, yeah, I'm done with this. It was just, to me, it was just dumb. I didn't really like it because I felt it was purposely trying to just mess with me. I'm not a fan of shows that seem like they're purposely trying to like to screw with your brain. I like mind bending shows. I do like shows that are mind benders, but I don't like shows that seem to like on purpose just mess with you. And I know there's a thin distinction. It's hard to distinguish that. I get that, but that's just kind of how I feel about that. So But anyways, we've completely not only came back to talk about the topic, I also derailed completely again. So, with that, exactly. That's what I'm saying, Alt-Reich. Lost was exactly mind fucking with the intent to mind fuck. Excuse the language. I'm trying to keep this PG-13. But anyways, guys, thank you for entertaining me for another half hour, however it was that I've been streaming now. Yeah, 36 minutes or so. I appreciate the fact you guys came back to listen to my addendum. And I want to wish everyone a great night. We'll see you tomorrow morning. Hopefully, I'll try and get on tomorrow morning. I just remembered I potentially have an appointment, so I may or may not go online tomorrow. But if I do, it will be at 10 a.m. ish Eastern Standard Time. We're gonna do our AM thing, and hey, remember to get your coffee because that's what we do in the morning. We drink our coffee. We talk about news and politics. We get our news and caffeine. And remember, kids, don't be complacent. Support me, follow, share, do all that great, wonderful stuff. Thanks. Have a great night. For real, I'm done tonight.